No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world, and I'm in here today with my man, Cholo Juan. How you feeling, G?
Just not feeling fine and dandy.
Yo, I gotta say, I love seeing somebody rep their set, and that shirt is probably the most in-your-face repping that I ever seen on the podcast.
Well, you know what? I don't know if there's been other gang members from my county here.
Oh, okay.
But I think I'm the first gang member from my county to ever come right here.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody else that came right here, they're not gang members.
Okay. Who else is from
I don't know who came, but if they came, they're not gang members.
Okay.
You know?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know either.
I don't know. Are you sneak dissing somebody right there, and I'm just not getting it?
Nah, I'm just representing from the big time in Rio, from my city, Chiques, Oxnard, and we good, you know?
Hell yeah.
Let it be known, I'm the first YouTuber to walk the line after being a YouTuber, and I'm the first homie from my county, from my barrio, to come right here. So it's like a big thing for us, you know?
Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm happy to be part of it.
Thank you. Gracias.
No Jumper Rasa, right here, right now. I'm interviewing you primarily off the vouch that I got from Swifty Blue. He hit me up. He said, hey, this dude is the real deal. You got him, get him on the podcast. He's super interesting. You'll have a great time talking to him. He didn't really give me too many specifics, so I've been looking at your YouTube channel and watching some of your interviews and stuff like that, but I'm definitely interested in getting into it.
Yes, sir.
What's your relationship with Swifty like?
Swifty, that's the homie. That's the homie. I'll fight for Swifty.
Oh, nice.
Straight up. That's the homie.
That's good.
You know?
I like him a lot, too.
I like him. You know, he went to my neighborhood and he blessed the raza with tamales. He bought like 200 tamales.
200?
Yeah, and then we went over and we gave it to the raza right there, you know, and just for free. He didn't get nothing out of it, you know?
That's a man of the people right there.
And so for that reason alone, that I got a lot of respect from. But besides that, he's the homie, you know, he like you know, he's helping people.
That's dope. How controversial is he these days?
He's very controversial.
Very? Okay.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because there's a guy who's from a hood who works at the farmer's market that I go to, and he let me know. No good. He don't like him.
You don't like him?
But I don't know the dude, but I met him at the farmer's market, and he's hit me up whenever he sees Swifty on my story.
Well, there's haters for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a hater, and I'm pretty sure I got haters, you know, but Swifty, that's the boy.
All right.
He got me here. Without him, I wouldn't be right here.
Yeah.
Shout out to Swifty.
For sure. No, he seems like you got me too, for sure. So, okay, tell me a little bit about your upbringing, where you were born and everything.
I'm from Oxnard.
Okay.
I was born in the city of Orange, but I'm from Oxnard, you know. Before I became a gang member at 11 years old, we were like fluctuating back from Mexico to Ventura, Oxnard. It's the same county, you know what I'm saying? And I lived in Aguascalientes, Zacatecas. Shout out to Aguascalientes and Zacatecas. I lived in Juarez in 93. You know, it was cracking right there. Not with us, you know, but it was just, the city was crazy.
Isn't Juarez like one of, if not the craziest part of Mexico?
93, yeah.
In 93 it was as well?
In 93 it was pretty wild.
Right.
We couldn't even go like trick-or-treating or nothing like that, you know?
Can't even trick-or-treat?
Well, we couldn't, you know? They wouldn't let us, like, nah, don't go out there. You know, people are dying right now, you know?
Wait, people are just getting shot left and right or what?
Yes.
Oh, really? Wow.
I was a kid, though. I had nothing to do with that, you know?
Okay.
Once I became from a neighborhood, you know, I became from El Rio Chiques. It's located in Oxnard. There's a lot of barrios right there. There's only Mexicans, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And coming up, I was pretty normal, you know what I mean? I was always known for gang banging, you know? And then I started coming out on the newspaper. Like one time I came out on the newspaper. I'll tell you how the story went.
Okay.
And then the newspaper said that the police prevented a shooting, right? And that's documented. I can show you. We're pulling up to some fools. You know, some fool pulled out a strap on us.
What age are you?
I'm already a parolee.
In this story?
Yeah, I'm already a parolee. You know what I'm saying?
What's that mean?
I'm already like in my 20s.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
20s,
saying?
got it.
But if you want to go back to like junior high and all that, that's...
No, tell us the story though.
Yeah. Well, we're already right there, and I picked up my homeboy from school. He was all like, yeah, I beat up some rivals, so Kyle. I picked him up, and then we seen another rival pulled out a strap on us. So then we went to go get a strap, and we went looking for him. Instead of finding him, we found other fools. My homeboy gets off he hits off the car, And when he jumps out with the burner, the hura comes. So he gets back in the car. I take off like another street, maybe 2. He jumps out, starts running. And they made it seem like we were going to shoot somebody, you know what I mean?
So they stopped you, and then that qualified as stopping a shooting in the media and whatnot? Okay, interesting. So wait, did you end up just joining the gang that was like the block that you lived on, or what was that selection process like?
So I ended up moving when I was like 10 years old to a neighborhood called El Rio, right?
Okay.
To the subsection Island. It's in Oxnard. And I just chose to be from there, you know? And then I moved to the enemy's hood. Well, I moved to the Hill Street side of Oxnard, but all the Colonia Chiques, which is the rivals, shout out to the rivals, you know, they had it on lock. I'm talking about 100 fools just walking around, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
20 here, 20 there, 15 over there. They were always in groups, 5, mounting in cars, you know, so.
And you're young, but you just moved to this neighborhood.
I just moved there.
And they know you're from somewhere else.
Well, at first, like the little kids, you know, like I got scared. I'm not gonna lie. At first, at that age, you know what I'm saying? And I stopped for like a year, and then I came back when I was in junior high, you know, and then I started recruiting my own little homeboys. And as I grew a little bit older, we started doing little hit and runs, you know, and I was like pretty much the opposition, yeah.
And so
resistance.
What was like going on between these sets? Was it mostly like shootings, or was it just people fighting and shit at that time?
Everything goes. Everything goes. There was people getting, you know, like that neighborhood right there is pretty big, you know, so they were pulling up on people like 10 deep. And if they catch you strolling by yourself, you're done. They'll hit you with whatever, you know. There was a lot of shootings, you know, even homies shooting at the cops. There was a lot of that. It was, you know.
Wow. You're freaking me out, because at one point, me and my girl realized that the beaches in Ventura, you could bring your dog there, or at least so we thought. We've had a couple of people like tell us, like, get your dog out of there, but we figured that out. So we've been going to Ventura to go to the beach once in a while, and I didn't really know that there was anything going on around there.
Oxnard
is where it's at.
Well, Ventura, they have a hood too, you know.
Okay,
but I'm talking about Oxnard in the 90s.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I'm not saying it's like that right now, but there's still gun clappers out there, you know.
Oh, okay. So I should watch some YouTube documentaries before I go anywhere.
I'm not saying that. Ain't nobody gonna trip on you. Like one of the things about Oxnard is that we trip on each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't fuck with
like
tourists?
if you're an out of towner, it doesn't matter if you're a gang member from out of town. Like let's say they pull up on you, we from homie, and you're from another hood out of town. They're not interested.
No, they're gonna say, "Hey, I seen you with those norteños."
Well,
they're gonna say, "We love Lefty Gunplay. F you, Adam."
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
No, I like Lefty Gunplay, but you know.
Shout out to Lefty Gunplay. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the norteños, the way I did my time, I don't talk bad about the norteños. Okay. Because as a man, I respect other men that have respect. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if they're over here acting like kids and disrespecting, well, them, you know. But as far as the norteños goes, I don't talk bad about them because they showed me nothing but solid, you know. And I've been with them in the yard where they killing people.
Well, it's kind of weird because it's like if you hadn't been to prison / didn't have the internet, you wouldn't even know about them. They're like 7 hours away up there, right?
We've heard of them.
Right, you hear about it, but it's not like, it's not something that's in your face because it just doesn't really exist down here. So it's kind of weird, like some people feel so strongly about it. And I feel like that's the impression that I get from the Northerners is like, why are these dudes talking about it so much? Like, we don't even see them. You know? Northerners? That's kind of the vibe that I feel like I've gotten from them.
They have.
But that's always what you're going to say when someone's talking about you, right? You're going to be like, oh, why are you so obsessed with me? You're obsessed with me. That's what people always love to say.
We don't even talk about them like that, though, you know? We don't even talk about them like that. But when I do talk about them, I show respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like one of these other people that don't show respect, that's on them, you know? Me, I show respect because I know if I go up north and I get caught, they'll kill me. I used to work up there. I used to work in Stockton, Vallejo, all that, you know? But I show respect. I show respect because when I was in the main lane, they had respect for me, so I have respect for them. If the door's cracked, it was a different story. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean if the door's cracked?
I grew up in prison when there was war with them. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So when there's war, you grow respect for your enemies, you know what I'm saying? And they were putting it down, we were putting it down, and I can't say we won, I can't say they won, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of violence, you know? I got to a yard after a homie got killed, you know, like it was pretty hectic. So for me to come over here and disrespect him, that's just not me.
I respect it.
I got the homies back though, you know. I'm a sureño, you know. And as far as that, that's what I'm gonna say, you know.
What about on the streets? Could you just be buddy? Like, all right, super hypothetical, but say that you get done this interview and there's like a guy wearing all red in Northern who's just like waiting out there for his interview after this, which is not the case. And he was just like, oh, dude, I fuck with you. I watched some of your YouTube videos. Can we get a photo? Is that awkward?
Look. I don't think that would ever happen because they're really not out here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. And I would not set you up like that.
I'm not tripping if you did, you know. If anybody wants it and they want it, and that's that, you know. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm at an age in on my mind, I'm not tripping on none of that anymore. Maybe when I was young, 18, 16, if I would have seen one, I probably would have plugged them, you know? But nowadays, I don't even care about none of that because they're all raza at the end of the day. That's the way I see it.
Right.
You know, but everybody is different.
That's the central problem of all the street shit is that we need to make people view themselves as part of, as humans, or even maybe if not humans, as their race, you know, like that's okay. Like if everybody just kind of like looks out for everybody that they, you know, with or that they grew up around or whatever, that's like not the worst thing in the world. But then once you take that and you splinter up every race into like, oh no, there's going to be like 100 different gangs and you're all going to want to kill each other, that's like the worst case possible situation. You know,
everybody is different and grows up different, you know what I'm saying? And some people just never grow out of it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's all business. If I get locked up right now, I'm going to talk to them. If they pull up, I'm going to shoot them a care package. And I'll never disrespect them when the doors are closed. You know what I'm saying? If business is business and I have to fight them or whatever, then that's just business to me.
You know what's interesting is that a bunch of the Chicago gang dudes or whatever, like they've kind of started to do podcasts where they'll like sit down and have a conversation with somebody that they're technically supposed to be ops with. And there's been situations where it's like somebody sitting down with somebody else where like, you know for a fact that this dude's brother killed this other dude's brother, and they've actually been able to come together and like show growth and do podcasts together and stuff like that. Well, actually the one I'm thinking of there is kind of hypothetical, but do you think we would ever see a podcast where you had like Northerners and Sureños sitting down together?
I mean, it's happened before, no? Wasn't Gold Toes with one of your workers with the Icon? Shout out to Icon.
Gold Toe sat down with Icon? Okay.
I think so.
There you go.
I'm not sure. I can't stamp it, but I seen a picture.
That makes sense. But yeah, he's older. That's like, he's kind of like fully gone into the businessman category. So
but it doesn't matter. Okay. He's from there, you know? At the end of the day, what you're saying, that's how they correlate, you know what I'm saying? Because he's from there, and the other homie's from there too, you know? So from here.
Interesting. Okay. But so going back to your growing up and everything a little bit, so throughout high school, like, did you graduate high school or what was that?
I got my GED in Arizona, a prison in Arizona.
Oh, okay. So when did you actually first get locked up then?
At 15.
15.
But look, before I go on, I want to say that I've been hearing a lot about Kendrick Lamar, right? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one of the cholos that he posted on his Instagram.
Did he?
Yes. I'm the second slide.
Oh, wow.
I'm the second slide on the cholos.
When did he post that?
Posted on his burnout account.
He has a burner account? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yes, sir.
So what, he was just posting a bunch of scenic images or?
He posted people that inspired him how to dress, or I don't know. You have to ask him, you know. But he posted me. That's me right there.
Wow, that's badass.
Second slide, Cholo Juan.
That's interesting because that's the same dude that people have been getting on his ass saying he didn't show enough Mexican love at the concert.
I mean, everybody thinks different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He showed love. There's homies right there. Sureños. I'm a Sureño. I'm right there. Posted on his Instagram. I'm still there to this day. I just checked it earlier.
Oh, really?
And that's love. You know?
No, that's dope for sure. But okay, so did you graduate? You said you graduated in Arizona. You caught a case when you were 15.
Yes.
That's when you first got locked up. What was that about?
That was just brandishing a weapon. That was nothing, you know. When I was a juvenile, I didn't really catch no hard cases. When I was 18, I started getting arrested with a lot of guns.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then when I was When I was 26, that's when I caught my big case. Before that, 19, 20, 21, 22, all the way to 26, I was in and out of prison doing violations. 10 months, 11 months, 11 months, then get busted with another burner, another year, 13 months, you know? And then finally, when I really changed my mind, you know, I paroled from Folsom. I was in Old Folsom where they made that movie. And when I got out, I got involved with the crew of that the DA said got together to tax all the gangs in my area, in my county, right? That's on the newspaper too.
And was that true?
Oh, I mean, I got convicted of it. I'm not gonna sit here and say it was true, you know. But
so how
the DA said it was true,
right?
And that's all I could say, you know. And then what made it interesting is that the DA tried to make it seem like it was a transnational case. So basically, they connected us to Mexico, and they said that we were doing. They said that the crew was doing trying to rob pharmacies and stuff like that, sell drugs, tax foods to get a certain amount of money to help a cartel member get out. So that's what makes it interesting, you know?
Wow.
So that's why.
And you can't comment about the validity of any of those allegations?
Well, the newspaper is right there. Anybody wants to read the newspaper is there. I'm not going to sit here and dive into it and later get in trouble.
But so, okay, for
right?
sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
You don't got to admit anything, but just tell me, is this a common thing that happens? Is that there could be a whole neighborhood, all different types of gangs, bunch of different drug selling going on, and then like a bigger organization can kind of be like, hey, you're all giving us 20%.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is that in my indictment, it was 27 people, and all of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but a bunch of us were for a bunch of different gangs. You know, it was a gang indictment.
So you all just came together to just tax all these.
That's what the DA was saying. You know, that's what the DA was saying, and I got arrested for extorting this one dude, right? He was running from some other people, some Mexican nationals that were trying to smoke him according to the paperwork, right? And he came to me for protection.
Okay.
So he had got caught with like $40,000 over in Portland, and he broke for the FBI, but then he was double dipping. He was still being a criminal while being an informant for them.
Oh wow!
And that's who I got caught for taxing. But
So-
he came to me though. He said he wanted.
Yeah, he asked you for protection.
Yeah.
So you figure out how much you think.
I was just
that
trying to
this
be
guy
a nice
gave you.
guy.
Right, but then how did? So he goes and tells the FBI, "Hey, this guy Cholo Juan."
He don't tell them nothing, right? Trip out. He don't tell them nothing. He keeps it hidden. But then when I dove into the, pretty much for what I did, there was already a big ass wiretap. There was 2 wiretaps on us: the FBI and the state. The state would be like the multitask agency, all the sheriffs, all the PDs with the DA put together into one agency and just blam, one group, and just targeting all of us.
Wow, that sucks.
Getting. I was on the wiretap, so the judge has to sign it. Then they listen to you, and they were following me everywhere. You know.
Oh, really? So they were watching everything. Damn. Okay, so then what happens after that?
What happens after that?
Yeah, how many years did you get?
They gave me 11 years, and I did 5 and some change. I don't even count the months, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I did 5 years straight. 5 years straight, some months, you know? I've been to a bunch of level 4s. I've been to New Delano, 09, High Desert, 2010, and then I've been to Calipatria in 2015. I've been to a bunch of level 3s too, you know?
And so while you're locked up, and you had already done a few bids before that and everything, but while you're locked up for those 5 years, oh shit, here we go. It's like a sponsored, like with those billboards that you see that like keeps changing the image.
Show love, you know, gotta show love.
Nah, fuck with it, man. But when you're watching, or what the fuck was I supposed to say? Oh, when you get in there and you're doing those 5 years, are you like getting deeper into the street shit, or is it kind of like a wake up call? Be like,
when I did my 5 years,
right?
I kind of went like this. You know, I was kind of going down. Like when I first went in at 19, that's when I basically became a hardened criminal.
Okay.
I don't think I was a hardcore criminal when I first went in at 19, but I think by the second, third time I was already in prison, I was already paroling, like trying to do the most, you know? And prison messed me up. So I blame the judge for ruining my life.
Really?
Yeah, he could have gave me a county time.
Right.
Could have gave me county time, you know?
But he thought that you were particularly
Well, I wanted to go to prison, so I didn't take the deal they gave me, like 270 days, and I went to prison. But he could have stopped that, you know.
You thought that prison would be kind of tight; it would add to your image.
I'm a gang member. I'm young, you know. I'm a teenager, you know. I want to go to prison, you know. All the homies think about like, hey, you know, prison, this, and that. So I used to be a fanatic.
Right. I mean, I see that too, where like people wear that shit like a badge of honor. What did Lefty say? Was C-Mac in Pelican Bay? Was C-Mac in Pelican Bay? Hey, that's his claim to fame. He been in a more hardcore prison than Crip Mac.
I mean,
something. Not to to make this into a Lefty thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, nah. Shout out to Lefty. You know, he I'm not here to talk bad about no homies. You know,
For sure.
I don't do that. You know, I look at all the interviews the homies do. I find inconsistencies here and there from some of them.
Okay.
But I'm not here to talk about that because, hey, if that's their claim to fame, it is what it is, you know?
No, I respect it for sure. But okay, so those 5 years, you said you were going down. You mean like
my mentality.
You were getting more and more fucked up.
No. My mentality, when I first went in at 19, I got messed up. I started thinking like, you know what, I'm just going to become the worst criminal I could ever become. You know what I'm saying? Get out, try to organize a barrio, you know what I'm saying? That's what type of time I was on. But then when I got indicted and I was facing life, they put me at this place called the dungeon, right? And the dungeon is like underground, you know, and I was there 2 years, 4 months. And when I was right there, I started reflecting on everything I did in my life, and I was like, man, if they let me out, I'm probably never coming back, you know? And that's when it started like changing my mind. And at the end of the day, I became a positive person, you know? Everything I'm talking about, I used to do when I was younger. It's just documented, you know what I'm saying? So why not? If Lefty claims it, why can't I claim it? You see what I'm saying? If Lefty claims it, why can't I claim mine?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? What if I get famous after this? What if I get a check?
Oh, yeah. But you're saying claim like your...
Like your background.
Right.
Your background.
No, definitely. I mean, because I've seen gang members who haven't been to prison, and it's kind of like at a certain point, they're going to use that against you. Like, maybe not right now as long as they're cool with you, but as soon as you got a little bit of a disagreement, I know people who have never been in the county, and it's like that's just like a weak spot. Like they're gonna use that against you when it comes down to it, like because they feel like you haven't really like proved that you can fit in that environment.
Shout out to everybody, right? But to me, if you ain't ever been to prison but you're successful, hey, respects to you. You don't have to go to prison, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of homies will make it seem like you do have to go to prison, you know what I'm saying? But if you're being successful and you're living a happy life, and you're in a place where you can help others, just help others.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to dive into all of that. You know, look at us, the ones that really went over there and really lived it, you know?
If I've talked about jail and prison so much on this podcast over the years.
You want to go, huh?
I'm not saying I want to go. Who you running with
when you get there?
TBD. I'm gonna keep my ballot sealed for the time being. But I'm just saying, like, it would be so weird and ironic if I actually did ever end up, even if it was for a couple nights or whatever. It would just be so weird because I've been manifesting it for all these years on here.
You never been to jail?
I've been
county jail.
Downtown Manhattan lockup for 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So to be honest with you, it's probably like
no Mexicans over there?
Nah, pretty much black guys and weird white dudes. I was in there with like 8 BMX dudes, so we were just like our own little pack. Luckily, nobody gave us a hard time or anything, but I definitely made eye contact with some dudes while they were taking shits. I mean, it was like a room probably about as big as this, with probably 30 dudes in it. It was gross.
This is how big the cages used to be in prison for the hole.
Right.
So when you're in the hole, you come out with the white boys, you know, with the white men, and there's like 20, 30 of us.
Yeah.
There's 4 people in the front facing everybody else, and everybody else facing them and working out, sounding off loud, you know.
The white boys treat you good in there?
Huh?
You get
We were cool with them.
Okay.
Yeah. They come out with us. They used to come out with us. They used to program with us.
Were you actually cool with them? Well, you were cool with them, but did you actually think that they were dorks?
To be honest, at first, right, when I first went in,
Yeah.
to me it was like it's all about the gang. It's all about who we're with, the Mexican
Right.
people from down south, you know. But then later on, like after 10 years in prison, you know what I'm saying, like you just start respecting everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Would you rather be in a cell full of white dudes or a cell full of black dudes?
I'd rather be, to be honest with you, I'd rather be outside eating some tortas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
for
you
sure.
know, like prison doesn't, like, I already did my time. I don't want to go back.
Definitely.
If I have to, I will.
But you really don't want to answer that question?
In a cell
Would
full
you
of-
rather be all white dudes or all black dudes?
No, I've been in places like high desert.
Okay.
Or I've been in places where there's a lot of African Americans. You know, white boys. There's not really that many. You know, we stay to our own. They stick to themselves. You know, and it's all about respect.
I feel like they're either going to be like tweaked out meth heads or like full scale white nationalists.
What am I going to gain out of being in a cell with other races? Though I'd rather be in a cell with all my races. With all the Mexicans.
Definitely. Okay, so then you end up getting out after like 5.5 years.
Yes.
What is the game plan? How long ago was that?
I got out in December 2017.
Okay.
And I was on parole for 16 years. Since the first time I got out on parole, I could never shake it until the 16th year. You know, so when I got out, I was on parole for 4 years on GPS. So they were following me everywhere, bro. I went square when I got out. So I started working, you know, just doing landscaping, construction, anything I could, you know.
And when I hear podcasters from the Rasa talking about dropouts, that doesn't count, right? If you
Dropouts?
Yeah, they're always talking about dropouts. Like it's the worst thing in the world. But that's like you have to leave the gang to be a dropout,
No,
right?
no.
If you just get a job, is that chill?
Nah. Ain't nobody gonna call me a dropout. You know what I'm saying? I welcome you to call me a dropout.
I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about what I see them talking about.
If anybody want issues with me, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not a dropout, so it doesn't really matter, you know. But you could move on, you know. You can move on, you know. I still go to the hood, you know, but I'm not obligated to go and present myself, you know. Like whenever I want to go, I go.
Anybody in their right mind is going to outgrow that shit at some point.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, there's some hardcore fools, you know?
Right.
I'm not going to lie. There's some homies that just don't care. Shout out to them, though.
It's crazy because coming from a New York perspective, where I lived for like 7-8 years throughout my 20s, it's like that is such a culture of hanging out outside your apartment. You know, like a normal Friday night, you're like getting some beers and like sitting on the stoop with your friends, just hanging out on the block and shit. And that was just like so normal in that area. I just have never had that kind of experience out here because in LA it seems like people are just more like inside. Like it's way more normal to stay inside your own spot.
I mean, it changed from the 90s to the 2000s, you know? But to answer your question, I'm going to say it like this. When the podcasters say dropout, they're talking about prison stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I try to look at everybody as a human being. But if you messed up, you messed up. Don't come back to the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you messed up and you dropped out, don't come back to the hood because there's nothing good there for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I got to say. You know? But that's what a dropout is. Not... If you're trying to get a job and live happily ever after, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Matter of fact, I got 2 strikes. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 strikes, and I'm trying to just work. Matter of fact, I work for a local 585. Somebody call a hall because they're not giving me a job right now. You know what I'm saying?
What's the 585?
585 is my local. Is the union.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so they like are in charge of bringing you work and shit?
Yeah, they look for work for you, you know what I'm saying? But I've been on that list for like 3 months and still no job.
And really nothing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got unemployment though, so.
Damn, that's fucked up.
We good.
Those immigrants come over and take all the jobs, right?
Shit. It's all good.
It's all good. We can share.
Nah. Viva la raza. And it's just not immigrants from Mexico, you know, it's from all over the world.
Well, now they come from all over the world to get in through the Mexican border. I know a Russian girl who she wanted to come to America, so she flew to Mexico and just came through. And she said that when she got to the border, that the guy just looked confused. She's like, I'm from Russia. He's like, okay, come on in. Like, he was mind blown that she was there.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mean to change the subject, right?
All good.
But since you brought up G-Face, I don't know G-Face, but check it out.
I brought him up before we were filming, I think, just for the record.
Before we were filming?
Yeah, but that's all right.
Okay. So anyways, well, my bad. My bad for...
No, it's all good.
My bad for spitting
I'm
the
over here
beans.
trying to get you to talk about immigration.
Did somebody say, hey, but look, check it out, though. Look, there's this famous gangbanger, right, from my area. This fool, I was in Wasco reception center with this dude. This dude was respectful, known, and he's been around the game for a long time. He calls out this dude with knives. The other dude didn't want to run it. I see it right outside my door, and I'm like, damn, this fool's... Hey, respects to this fool everywhere I go. Fast forward, 2012, I'm in the county jail. He's wearing a wire on me. He's wearing a wire on me and on my co-defendants. I had 27 co-defendants.
The guy who turned down this fade with someone else.
The guy that called...
Oh, the guy who was like the shot caller.
No. I'm not. I never said he was a shot caller. I just said he was a respected homie.
Got it. Right.
Yeah, that's two different things.
Sorry, yeah.
No.
I'm getting too specific.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's its own thing. Yeah, gotcha.
So this fool, he's wearing a wire, and he got the whole barrio indicted. Not the whole barrio, but the whole county. He got a bunch of us indicted.
Wow.
And he ratted on a bunch of people, bro. So he gets out, right? He moves to Wisconsin, and he gets indicted over there and tells on a bunch of other Sureños for Wisconsin because they don't know him. You know what I'm saying? And recently I heard that he passed away. Oh, wow. But usually when they say that somebody passed away after being a rat, they're usually in witness protection.
Really?
You know what I'm saying? It's Chucky Cheevies, just for those that know the story.
That's his name?
They call him Cheevies, yeah.
And you say, because I brought up G-Face or whatever, just because it reminds you of him?
It reminds me. When you brought up G-Face and what they're accusing him of doing, it reminds me of the rat.
Right. Because somebody, I don't want to necessarily say who, but somebody's girlfriend was just sending me information saying that...
Let me see it. No, I'm just fucking around.
No, but she was sending me information saying that this dude that we know who's locked up right now is claiming that G-Face wore a wire on him, which I can't actually prove or anything, but she's apparently going to try to send me the paperwork about that.
Okay, well, speaking of rats, there's this one dude, I don't want to say what organization he belonged to or claimed or whatever, because I don't want to get in trouble, pretty much. Okay. So I'm going to leave it at that. But his name is Boxer Enriquez.
Okay.
Rene Enriquez. He's a famous rat.
Okay.
He testified against me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Saying that you did what?
He was he would get some headphones, a laptop, and listen to all our phone calls on the wiretaps. Yeah, and he got on the stand. It's a grand jury. He got on the stand, and he just went over there and exposed everything.
And he wasn't a cop, but he had access to listen to these wiretaps?
He's an inmate.
Okay.
This inmate he's a famous inmate.
Oh, wow.
If you Google him, you're gonna know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's a real famous inmate, a killer. You know what I'm saying? And this guy right there, like he testified on me.
Oh shit!
He told.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So when you get out in 2017, what do you start doing? You're on probation, right? So you have parole for like 4 years. You said.
Matter of fact, fuck my parole agent. 20 weeks. Fuck you.
What's this?
That's I don't want it on the air, but that's the guy.
It's a book written by the guy who snitched on you. Yeah. Oh, it's written about him. The bloodied rise and redemption of Boxer Enriquez and. Holy shit! And he told on you. What? And now you out here getting books written about him. Just
blur out the organization, because I don't want no trouble with that.
Okay.
I didn't show.
No, he didn't show.
No. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, on the audio. But that dude right there. Told on me.
Wow.
That's what makes me like because I used to rap, what I'm saying? I have music out there, but it never went nowhere. Maybe now it will,
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like blow up my podcast. And that's what makes me, my opinion, valid to a lot of people, because I've been through some of those things that I already told you. And a lot of these fools, I was one of those jailbirds. Like, no disrespect to the homies that got busted one time, got out, and then just changed their life or just never went back. I was back every year. I was back every year. 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got out in 17. I was busted every year.
When you look back at that, though, was it like you were self-destructive and you refused to change your life to be able to fit in society? Or was it just like you needed to keep a strap on you and you just kept getting caught with it?
I was from a big time in Rio gang,
Right.
so I had to just, that's the way you live.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be one of those homeboys on the sidelines. I didn't want to be one of those homeboys that no disrespect to them, like I said, if they change their life, they change their life. Look at me now.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I wanted to be one of the dudes,
Right.
one of the boys on the block,
And it's unfortunate because it's like almost everybody I talk to, it feels like they go through that period in their teens or their 20s where they want to prove themselves and they want to, go to prison, hurt people, do crimes, make shitloads of money in theory, like selling drugs or whatever. And then by the time they arrive, like right around in their 30s is usually when they're like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna chill out and try to like have a little bit more of a normal life.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, and it's addictive.
Right.
It's addictive lifestyle, and when you're living it, you don't want to let go. You want to more and more and more and more. And finally, when you get older, yeah, of course, those fortunate few that get out, like myself, I was facing life. I could have got life, I was facing 2 life sentences. I'm fortunate to be out. Of course I'm going to take advantage of my freedom.
Right.
Of course I'm going to enjoy life because I already lived in there for too long, I've been in the 4 yards with all the killers, Matter of fact, I just got out from Red Band in Ventura County April 21st. And I was right there with all the homies facing murder.
Well, you went back in recently.
That was just for some low-level stuff, like personal stuff. I broke some windows, slashed some tires, you know what I'm saying?
So you wildin'.
Well, it's just like I'm not doing heavy crimes like I used to do before.
Right.
But I'm still that one guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm trying to be normal, like, I'll call you out with a knife, like, what's up?
Right.
If that's how far you want to take it.
Right.
Like, I got
oh shit! That was from a knife fight.
I'm not gonna say all that. They dolphined me.
Oh what?
They snaked on me.
That was while you were locked up.
That was on the streets.
Oh wow.
On the streets, they snaked on me. Some coward move. But that's the type of man I am. I'll give you a knife if you want to really take it that way, that far.
I have a question that I actually don't know the answer to yet, and I feel like it's very important for me to like understand you. Throughout all these years, were you getting fucked up?
On drugs?
Either or, alcohol or drugs.
No. Yes and no. When I was gangbanging, yes. When I got indicted for the big case, no. I was sober.
Okay.
I needed to think.
Because when you're talking about like going back to jail year after year, if you're doing that sober, that sounds like bad luck, or maybe you just like didn't really know how to move. No. But if you're saying you were getting drunk and fucked up, I'm like, that totally explains it.
I'm gonna let you know like this. Look. Like I said, it's a lifestyle. So I was the type of homie to not care about my freedom and be on the block, even though my parole conditions say you can't be on this block, otherwise we're going to give you a year.
Right.
So if you're going to give me a year, might as well be strapped. You know what I'm saying? On the block with the homies. Where else am I going to go when I was younger? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was getting busted all those times.
It would have killed you to be on the couch. It would have killed you to just be on the couch.
I mean, now it won't, but back then, like, what type of active gang member were you,
Right.
But when it comes down to like street cred or prison cred or whatever, all these rappers, they want, that's what I was living. That's how you do it. So everybody's different. Every barrio's different. Some barrios just make feria. That's how we were doing it in my hood, just posted on the block.
Definitely.
Doing all types of crimes.
So, all right. But when you get out the most recent time or whatever, like, what did you decide you wanted to do with all this energy you have about you? Like, who kind of put you on the podcasting and YouTube and all that type of shit?
I was podcasting for a couple years, and I got up to 100,000 views in a few videos with my little platform, and I was kind of like one of the first ones, not the first one, but I was one of the first 5, and right now I'm just trying to blow it up, put it on steroids and just get paid from it,
Definitely. I mean, Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching a channel with, it was like a video of you just kind of like posted up in a backyard talking, and there was just the craziest sound effects I had ever heard in a YouTube video over the story. Like something suspenseful would happen and it would be like dun dun, and it would be so much louder than the actual like talking in the video. Where did that come from? That is like one of the craziest things I ever seen on YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
The way I do my YouTube is the way I lived in prison.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm laughing with the homies in prison, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing I'm doing on YouTube. Mm-hmm. You know? And I'm giving my perspective on the reactions or whatever. And I'm just trying to show people that I'm trying to live a normal life after all the stuff that I went through.
Right.
You know? And the sound effects, I mean, that's just me being funny, you know?
Okay. Hey, I respect it. It's just definitely some crazy shit. So where do you actually stay at now, if you can say?
Oxnard.
Oxnard. So you kind of come full circle. That's just where you feel the most at home?
Well, that's the city, you know? Like, I mean, where else am I going to go? Bakersfield's too hot. Where, you know?
I mean, a lot of fucking places out here are too hot at a time like this. Right now, holy shit. I was just down in Temecula.
Temecula?
Hot down there.
It's hot.
Way too hot.
Shout out to FKM, the homie FKM. He's from over there, you know?
Okay. Definitely. So, okay. I saw you talking about, or there was a video that I saw that you made basically talking to Chito Ranas.
Huh? That I was talking to you or talking about him?
Talking about him.
About him. Yeah, I've talked about him a few times.
Right. And there was mention of a corrido about him.
A corrido, yeah.
Did I say it
was
bad?
That Temecula?
Corrido. It wasn't in Temecula, right?
I don't know. I forgot it was in the IE.
Okay.
When I say shout out to FKM, I meant the IE.
Okay. Definitely. But like, can you explain the process of like writing a song for somebody for me?
I didn't write the song.
Okay.
Right? It was the homie IDK Nada. That's his name.
Right.
He wrote the song, but the process is just learn a little bit about something and just write it down. I could do that. You want a corrido, Adam?
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you, duh.
And so then what would I do? I might just drive around listening to that. And like, especially if I pick up a girl or something, I'll be like, well, listen to this. This is a fucking song by a gangster motherfucker talking about how badass I am.
Yeah.
So shut up, bitch, and listen to this song.
So what you're going to do is just hook me up with the Vanda and I'll be right there.
What's up, Vanya?
Like the people that are going to record the video, you know, like the music.
Okay. So you would write it though?
I'll write it though. I'll write it.
What kind of shit would you say? Does it got to be real stuff?
I'll just have to like think about it. You know what I mean? Sit back for 2-3 weeks, you know, and really study you and then just come up with whatever I come up with.
And this is like...
Shout out to Lena the Plug.
See? There you go. She got to be part of it. I got a dog named Ralphie, too.
Ralphie? I don't know about Ralphie. You're not going to make it.
Well, maybe that might be true because he is like goddamn handicapped. He can't see shit. I throw the ball. He does not chase the ball.
No, but I'll do a corrido. I got you.
But so this is the thing I think from what I heard is that like gang lords, Mexican like drug lord type dudes, they are really into this shit. They'll get people to write these songs about them. Yes
and no. Basically, if you admire someone so much, you do the corrido for them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And sometimes they don't even know you. You're over here writing corridos like that one guy. He has so much respect for Chito Ranas. He wrote him the corrido.
Right.
Chito Ranas don't reply.
He didn't respond.
No, we hit him up a few times. I don't know if he goes on Instagram or not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe he's...
Now if he sees this, hit me up, big dog, because we got a corrido for you.
What if he's so far up north there that he don't even know about it? He doesn't understand why this would be cool.
I don't think he's up north.
He don't give a fuck about that?
Who's that? Chito?
Well, he's from like up there, right?
He likes corridos.
Oh, he does? You know that?
Yeah, that's a fact.
There's no way you couldn't like it. You got to respect it.
Yeah.
Nice. That's why I would accept it.
The corrido, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn that shit down. Hell yeah, write a fucking song about me. That's badass.
No, you're going to have to pay for the banda, though, homeboy.
What's that?
The music.
See, I'm one of those guys where I need every single Spanish word explained to me. Yeah, I got no fucking clue.
I'm pretty sure you got some Mexican hangers to, explain it to you.
Yeah, but they don't try to speak Spanish to me. They're all whitewashed as fuck, yeah.
Just listen to it. You have fun. I got you.
Little dead Janet ain't trying to talk Spanish to me. I don't know if she does with her parents or anything, but No, that is okay. That's a funny thing. When I lived in Long Beach, there used to be this fucking Mexican chick that I was chilling with, and like, I didn't realize until I like kind of dropped her off one night, and I realized like, oh shit, she lives in like a whole Mexican household. Like her mom is in there cooking all day and stuff, and once in a while she would come over and she'd be smelling like all the fucking food that her mom had been making all day, and that was kind of like,
You like Mexican food?
fuck yeah. But all of a sudden, I felt like, oh shit, like this she's really tapped in. She's not just out here just, because where I'm from, it's like you could be any fucking race and it doesn't really tell you that much about what kind of
There's
person
no Mexicans
you are.
over there, huh?
Hell no. I grew up around a really like not that impressive gang called the Dominican Kings. DK.
DK?
They used to tag that shit on people's houses in downtown Nashua. It was a big deal.
Respect to them.
I mean, hopefully they're still around. Hopefully they're still doing their thing. I don't know. If I had to guess, I would say they probably got absorbed into something
So they
else.
speak Spanish then. They're Latinos.
Yeah, they're like Dominican and Puerto Rican and shit. I don't know if that was an actual like real thing that extended beyond like when I was in high school. I hope they're still doing their thing though.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them.
But we got you on the corrido for sure.
right.
Chito Ranas, if you check out this interview, hey, we got a corrido for you. I'm going to send you a message. Matter of fact, after the interview, so open it.
Dope. Okay, I wanted to ask you about this. Is what is the beef with Hater World?
Hater World?
Yeah. I saw him talking about you and saying that he feels like you're thirsty for his attention.
Okay, so Hater World and me, we had an issue about maybe like a year ago, 10 months ago.
Okay.
Right? It was a misunderstanding at the end of the day. And I pretty much said it's he didn't want to meet up. He didn't want to meet up at the end of the day.
You were trying to squabble.
I'm not going to be here going back and forth with anyone without meeting up. That's why I'm not talking bad about nobody. Because if I do, I'll take it to whatever level they want to take it. But I don't want to get into all that. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how it got there between me and him, but when it did, I tried to meet up. It didn't happen. And now he made a video saying that I made a video saying, hey, you know what, if I see you, I'm going to shake your hand and take it from there. So that was my way of, if I see you, like, or try to meet up or something so the cops don't see this video as threatening or whatever, right?
Okay.
He makes a video saying whenever he sees me or if I see him, his security guards will centralize me. So I never took him serious after that.
He's rolling around with security.
That's what he said on that video. Later on, he tried to clean it up, but shout out to Haters World.
Do you respect that? Small time YouTubers with security guards. I mean, hey, anything could happen. You at the very least, you need a big homie with a strap following you around when you at the party.
It is what it is, you know.
If you got 30,000 subscribers,
He got like 50 though.
Well, see, there you go. Then he definitely need a blick man.
Matter of fact, blow me up. This is Cholo Juan, CHOLOJUAN. Follow me on YouTube.
That way.
On Hood.
Put that in the YouTube short.
On Hood.
On Hood. Yeah, hell yeah. But okay, so that it's not that serious with him.
Nah, like I don't think anything on the internet is serious enough for me to like pursue it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he has his show to make. He has to entertain his people. If he talk bad about me, it is what it is. If it continues, then obviously there's a problem. But I'm not going to take it serious because he's not going to want to meet up. He said it himself. You know? So why even entertain it?
But see, this is the same thing that I see playing out on YouTube all the time, is that you'll have the dudes who kind of like get to a level of success, and then there'll be people who are coming up in the ranks, and like the people who are kind of like higher up, like don't want to acknowledge them too much, or like don't want to give them too much light because they don't want to have to necessarily like cast light on these people and like give them an audience and everything. And then the people who are on the way up are always like, well, let's fight. I want to whoop your ass. And then the guys up top, like me or Vlad or academics, we're kind of like, hell no, I'm not going to meet up with you in a fucking parking lot and scrap.
Of course.
You know, it's just not going to happen.
But the only difference, right? Is
Gang
that me
shit.
and him?
You owe each other a fade, right?
No. Me and him, we're homeboys.
Oh, you were tight?
No, we're homeboys.
Oh, homeboys
you know,
like that,
like
okay.
in prison we roll together. In prison we'll sell up together.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So with that being said and established, there's no reason why, you know, if there's an issue, we take care of it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If I call you out, it means nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're another race. You can ignore it and it's fine. Ain't nobody tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If a homie from down south calls another homie from down south, calls them out, they're podcasters or whatever, they can run that fade or they can ignore it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a homie, like, why are you going to be talking all this gangster stuff and then ignore it? I'm not talking about the one homie. I'm just saying in general.
Right.
You know?
I will say, people fucking love that shit. Like, there's been a few different times, like down in Texas, Rizzo and Maxo Cream, they had issues. They boxed it out in the parking lot. The video wasn't even supposed to come out. It didn't end up coming out. Oh my God, people loved it so much to see two dudes who are from a state like Texas where we're so used to people shooting each other, and they actually fought in the fucking parking lot. Oh my God, people were lining up to congratulate them. But that was a fight where neither of them really looked bad, you know? Because it's like if one of them got knocked out, there might have been a different reaction.
I mean, to me, a fight is a fight. I could win or lose. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter as long as you fight.
That sounds good until you get humiliated.
It doesn't matter to me. I've been beat up before, you know?
Right.
So it doesn't do nothing to my pride.
Like, you never had a video of it go viral. That might be a little different, right?
If it's a homie, it's a homie. If it's someone else, yeah, I think
Somebody,
so.
boom, fucking knock you in the face. Your whole body goes stiff. You fall backwards. You crack your head open on the ground. There's blood pouring everywhere.
That's what happens when you don't run, people. That's what happens when you don't run. If you run, that won't happen to you.
I respect that. I respect that so much. It's just, I feel like in reality, if it actually happened to you, holy shit, that's got to be the worst day.
It's okay, though. Like I said, when you don't run, that's what happens to you. If you run, I mean, obviously they're not going to catch you, you know?
Right. No, yeah, definitely.
Oh,
You just took that from Crip Mac, or is that something you've been saying?
That's the boy right there, you know?
Right.
I am the Mexican Crip Mac.
Oh, see, you're claiming it?
I'm claiming it, dog.
You know, that still...
Stamp it.
That is the reason why...
Time stamp that.
Me and Lefty have not been cool since we did the interview.
To Crip Mac, free him.
I was talking to him yesterday, actually. He's doing great.
Call him right now. Oh, you can't call him, man.
I have like see, this is the thing, is that I have this fucking phone number, but I don't think I can call that number.
Yeah.
Otherwise I would.
Especially on, you know.
iPad that you can call to?
Well, okay, you want me to try it? Is that
He's
how
in
it
jail.
works?
No, he's in jail. Don't call him. I'm saying no.
Calling Smart Communications. Please listen closely as our menu options have changed. A new automated payment system has been added for your convenience.
All right, 0% chance I'm going to be able to figure
Of
that
course.
out. So, okay.
Of course.
Wait, what, you're just a Crip Mac fan?
Nah, you know what? I respect the dude. I respect the dude
face.
because he's a vicious ass homeboy. You know, like he went over there and he handled his business. Respect for that man.
Yeah, no, he's a great guy. Love that dude. Okay, where were we? What have we been talking about for the past 20 minutes? I have no idea. Podcasting. Taking over the media game.
Beef with the podcasters.
Right, well, how old are you now?
I'm 38. I think I'm 38. I was born in 86.
Okay, so now you're watching the whole Rasa YouTube world kind of evolve. You got the icons, you got the...
Shout out to the food community.
the
Shout out to Food's Gone Wild.
You got Lush, you got all these different people doing all this kind of content. Did you see that and you were like, I want to get up in the mix because you knew that you had a personality and you had a voice?
Whenever, at first, when I first got into doing my YouTube channel, I was trying to educate people because the system did me dirty. A bunch of types of ways, you know what I'm saying? A bunch of different types of ways. And I was just educating people, educating the youngsters, you know, like, hey, don't go tagging in this hood. Don't do this. Don't catch gang enhancements. Don't do this. Don't do that. And then somehow it just translated into it transformed into podcasting, you know, and doing reactions and all that. And right now I got 20,000 followers. It's not that much, but it's more than other people. It's real followers though. Some people buy followers.
And I feel like that world online is still coming together. You know, it's like it's still kind of figuring out who's going to be the superstars in that space. American Cholo, got to
There's
shout him
Burger
out
Kings
too.
for every. Shout out to American Cholo. There's Burger Kings for everyone, and there's McDonald's for everyone. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of different stores. You don't have to step on each other's toes. If you don't get along, if you can't work together, work separately. You know what I'm saying?
We're probably not ready to have the conversation yet, but like in hip hop in general, in terms of the media space, if it's like we've had a lot of conversations about who's the top 3, who's the top 5. It seems like pretty much everybody agrees that number 1 is like Academics or Joe Budden, and then you can kind of figure out whoever else you consider to be near the top in terms of that. But like, who do you consider to be number 1 top dog when it comes to the Southern California Rasa podcast content creation game? Who's top dog?
Look, when I was in county jail, back in January, February, right? I was telling all the homeboys, you know, all my homeboys, all the guys from down south, you know, look, my goal is to go to no jumper. You know what I'm saying? That's my goal. Right now, I reached the peak. Now I don't know what to do after this, you know. So besides all that, this is the biggest platform right here. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
who else?
that.
There's nobody else. You know?
Right, but I'm
who
not a true Rasa as much as I may want to be.
You got some Rasa in here that's big.
Yeah.
You know, you got Icon right here. That's pretty big.
But I see you're ducking the question. I'm trying to figure out who's the king.
The Rasa?
I actually don't
It
know.
depends. Look, if you like politics, American Cholo, hands down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If you like interviews, Lucky Sansu.
If you like
Hood
taking your
Stocks.
shirt off.
Hood Stocks. Hey, I got respect for that homie. He's a man, you know what I'm saying?
I have respect for him too, but he told me to fuck off when I said I wanted to interview him.
That's the homie, though. That's the homie. You know, shout out to Hood Stocks. So when you want interviews, Hood Stocks. When you want, you know, like the political view and all that,
Right.
From someone from a homie, actual homeboy that's been out there working and all that, American Cholo. I feel like those are the best two that there is right now. Of course, there's the full community, but that's like a journalist type of platform.
Icon or his wife?
Full community.
Yeah.
She's not part of Indicted TV.
Yeah, Indicted or LA Icon.
She's indicted.
You're going to take her because she got the stripes.
No
She's a felon.
disrespect to Icon, but she's been through that, you know?
Yeah.
She knows what she's talking about. I'm not saying he doesn't.
Right.
But I feel like she will appeal more to the gente because Icon's already everywhere else.
Right.
You know, I'm not trying to take nothing from him.
He's
Shout
too
out
corporate.
to the homie. No. But he's already everywhere else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She got her own lane right there. She's popping.
I need everybody watching this. Tell me your top 5 Rasa content creators / podcasters in the
Cholo Juan.
space.
You guys better say Cholo Juan on one of those.
Because a rising tide lifts all boats. So this is not hating, this is not division, but if we figure out who's the top dog, then we can kind of figure out, you know, what's
How
going
can
on
we
in general.
figure out getting me a job right here? Make my own lane. Bring all the cholos.
Wait, so how did you become Cholo Juan?
Cholo Juan.
Yeah.
My name is Maniac. That's my street name.
Oh, okay.
They call me Maniac. And growing up, there was this little white boy, you know? He went to school with me, 6th grade, 7th grade, high school, right? And every time he see me, my real name is Juan Rosas. Google me, you know? Every time he see me, he said, Cholo Juan. And later on, when I was just, you know, I feel like it was a more of a universal name to use on YouTube.
Sounds cool, yeah.
Cholo Juan. Google me.
Lets you know what you're dealing with. What's your definition of a cholo, though?
Cholo?
Yeah.
The lifestyle I lived. That's the definition right there.
So that lifestyle is in the rear view, though?
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, like I said, you know, I have a son, so I think of him first. I'm not going to be on the streets packing heat, trying to get all these authorities to look at my interviews and just go get me. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. I used to do that. I'm proud of what I did, yes, but I'm also proud of growth and change. You know what I'm saying? That's not me no more. But, I mean, I'm still at risk, you know, if somebody crosses that line, you know.
You're still a trophy.
I'm not gonna say all that, you know.
Nah.
No, I'm not trying to be no trophy.
That's new school slang, though, right?
They'll plug you.
You didn't say trophy growing up?
Nah,
No,
you didn't say no
new school.
trophy, dog. You know,
You
but
trophied up.
trophy is like a hyena, you know. You got a trophy. That's your, yeah, but
You got a Heine? Or
Yeah, I
you
got a
still
shot.
you still
Shout out-
Heine shopping?
Shout out to my baby's mom. I love her. She
Okay.
almost died when she. I have my son is premature. You know, so she almost died when she gave birth.
Wow.
And I got a lot of respect for her. I love her. You know. Shout out to her. She always supports me on everything I do.
Behind every good cholo is a good woman. And every other type
Hands
of man
down.
as well. Yeah.
Hands down.
Who's the baddest chick in the Rasa world? Is it Jenny 6ix9ine? I'm gonna give it to Jenny 6ix9ine.
Jenny 6ix9ine. Let me check. Boom, 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 boom. It depends. Mexico.
What was that? Bum, 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 bum.
No, I'm thinking like. Blah, 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 blah. So it's Mexico. Or
I
just
can only do American,
English
speaking.
I'm
Everything
get-
else beyond that is kind of outside my realm.
I'm gonna say either Jenny 6ix9ine or Snow the Product.
Really?
Snow the Product, bro.
She's not into the product that you're selling, though.
Check it out though. Check it out though. I met her. I was at a parking lot.
And you were
one day.
feeling the vibes?
Hell nah, that ain't a straight dude, you know. But hey, she looks good.
She does. Okay,
She
yeah.
looks good.
yeah. I just so have her in the carpet muncher category that
Of
I don't even
course.
think of her like that. Yeah.
But she's still a woman, you know.
That's
She's
true,
still
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
she's very beautiful,
I
right.
don't think there's any other hyenas that I could think of that are that fine, you know.
She could out rap you too.
Quick.
She's very good at rapping.
Quick. She's the best rapper there is, you know.
Rasa female rapper for sure.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yes.
She's probably pissed off when she gets left out of the conversation about the top Rasa
Well, she don't want to be Chicano. That's the thing,
Oh,
you know.
you think she's ducking it? She's whitewashed?
There's no such thing. When somebody says raza,
Uh-huh.
they don't mean raza. They mean Chicano.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Basically the other way around. When somebody says Chicano, they mean raza.
Oh, Jeezy don't count?
He's raza. Why not?
He is.
He's
okay.
raza. Yeah.
Okay.
Peso from Texas. He's raza. Lil Vent. He's raza.
Okay.
If you're Mexican, you're raza. If you're not Mexican but you're a Latino, you're a Latino.
Okay.
That's still the people, you know.
But so if you're a Mexican dude, but you're making like straight up rap music, like you would never notice even a hint of any sort of Mexican flavor in the beats and the style at all, it's still Rasa?
Still, if he's Mexican, yeah, why not?
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah. Even, I would even go as far as to say if there was a Mexican from a black gang, you know what I'm saying? He's proud of his barrio, his gang, but he's still proud of his raza and puts it down for us. Psh, hands down.
See, we just had a dude from Stockton on here, and his name's Bands, and he's from Stockton. He's Mexican, and he's a Crip. And to him, no big deal. It's just normal shit. But a lot of people in the comments seem very concerned about
Well,
this.
when you look at the comment section, there's a lot of net bangers.
Right.
There's a lot of fools that never live that life, and they want to feel like, you know, let's see what it feels like. And then they go, you know, and net banger 3000, fools gone wild.
Net banger.
Net banger 3000, fools gone wild.
Do you think that that's a problem? That there's too much net banging going on?
It's what gets you paid.
Yeah.
It's what gets you paid, you know? You need them.
But it's out of control.
It brings in the views.
There's a lot of people, not necessarily in your world, but I'm talking more in like the LA gang type community or whatever. There's a lot of people I've seen who become podcasters and maybe they're not really aware of it, but then when you like fast forward a year, 2 years, and you look at like how they're viewed publicly, to me, it's very obvious that podcasting is a real hazard for your reputation, especially if you're like a street respect type of dude. There's just a lot that can go wrong.
That's true.
You're
That's true.
under the microscope, especially if you're on a big platform like this.
If you really lived the way you lived,
Right.
if you were really respected, no matter what you do, they're always going to respect you. No matter what you do, because you really live that way. You know what I'm saying? There's people that don't live that way, and then they become famous. And of course, you know, people are going to be like, you know what? Who the fuck is that? You know, like, who is you, fool?
Right. Yeah, I mean, well, think about that one dude who he basically like was talking about No Jumper. He basically used the word monkeys to describe a bunch of the hosts, and then he got kicked off the podcast that he was on, and then he went to American Cholo's studio tripping and got the absolute dog shit beat out of him by American Cholo.
Allegedly.
Well, okay.
Allegedly.
The video seems pretty cut and dry, but I mean, I'm just saying that's like the kind of thing where that guy could have just been a guy. He's got his group chat with his homies and he's hanging out on the block and he's saying some racist shit and like whatever, like nobody really gives a fuck. It's not going anywhere. It's not, there's nobody around to check you for it. But then all of a sudden you're on a podcast, you say the same thing and you're getting kicked off the podcast, you're getting beat up, all this crazy shit.
There's
happening.
a way to live.
Yeah.
And there's a time for everything, you know? Right now, it's not a time to be prejudiced, racist, none of that. There's none of that. We're growing out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So why bring it back? If you're bringing it back, of course, you know you're going to have bad karma and stuff like that could happen to you. You know what I'm saying? You don't disrespect anybody. You respect everybody. You know what I'm saying? Look at how, when you start disrespecting people, bad energy comes to you in different types of forms of ways, you know? So if that happened to him, he pretty much manifested that, you know?
If you're someone who has a bunch of skeletons in your closet, maybe just don't be a podcaster.
I mean,
Because the podcast will expedite that content coming to the light.
Look, unless you're like my boy Oscar de la Hoya,
Oh, yeah.
that doesn't even care,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Expose me.
Yeah.
If it's really that, expose me.
Well, he said that he would rather be exposed than give Wack another $750K.
That's what he said?
I think that's what he said on the phone. Or that's what Wack said to Hassan Campbell on the
Look,
phone call about it.
There was a question in the Food Community podcast that I did, the interview. They said that if 6ix9ine would give me $1 million if I would lay a verse for him, tell Wack to make it happen.
I can ask him if you want. Somehow I feel like after everything that happened with the Kodak verse, I feel like 6ix9ine's probably not in the business of doing that anymore.
No, I'm just saying.
But he is back in America. They let him out of DR or wherever he was at.
Yeah.
He's back. Figure out we're going to probably see a whole bunch of weird new content.
He'll probably be here on one day. Not here?
Sure, I guess.
Academics? I don't know.
I'm going to send him over to see American Cholo. Do a pod with
Oh,
him.
no.
You got
I'm not
to
gonna
face
say
the
nothing.
real Rasa.
Face the real raza?
No,
He won't go there.
all right. Hypothetical, different version of reality that could have happened is 6ix9ine, OG Spanky Loco.
Yeah.
They were in communication at first, before he snitched,
Yeah.
before all this crazy shit came out. If things had gone a little bit differently, we could have seen 6ix9ine coming out to LA being protected by the SS card, and there would have been pictures of them all hanging out and stuff, and that would have been the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Look, in gang, I'm gonna tell you, in the gang culture,
Yeah.
straight up, gang culture, I don't care who you are, beware of who you're kicking it with.
Yeah.
Because in that picture of 10 people, 10 years from now, some of them might be no good, some of them might be rats. Not in every occasion, but it happens a lot. So that's just because he's famous, he's more out there, it happens a lot. A lot of people rat.
Really?
Straight up.
Are you the type of person that's going to call him out, or you just kind of feel
Look,
differently
I'm
about
not going to
it?
let him cross my path. You know what I'm saying? But this is what it is. Are you a gang member? Are you a civilian? You know, I feel like people that have nothing to do with gangs don't live by that code. If they call the cops, they call the cops. That's on them, you know?
So if there was a dude from your hood, and
From the hood, and he calls the cops, he's no good. Every time I see him, we're going to run it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Even if it's like the most
I'm not going to go
inappropriate
look
place.
for him. I'm not going to go look for him.
What if you're with your family?
No,
and
if I'm with my family, I ain't gonna go out of my way to do none of that.
Yeah.
You know? But if it's a rat and I'm kicking it at a backyard and he pulls up, we're running it.
Oh, wow.
Off top, no questions asked.
Nice. I like it.
On hood.
On hood. On hustas. All right, man. Hey, what else you got going on besides the YouTube channel and everything?
Besides the YouTube channel, I got a little bit of music. Rio Maniac, RIO Maniac with the K. Check it out. YouTube channel, Cholo Juan. Instagram, Sin for Sin. SIN.FOR.SIN.
I gotta ask. Do you ever watch the TV show ER with George Clooney?
ER?
Yeah.
Nah.
I just wonder because you got it right there on your
I got
face.
that's the barrio, el Rio
I
gang.
know. I know.
No, but look.
Probably a lot of people want to know if you like that show, right?
No, but look. ER is where you're going to end up if you keep it up.
See, there you go. My man, you got bars.
It is what it is.
For sure. Cholo Juan, hey, I appreciate you coming on. Everybody, make sure you search his name and check out his YouTube channel. Shoot him a subscribe.
Tree Factory.
You at 20K right now?
20K. If it doesn't go up at least 10K,
Yeah.
that means Adam's not doing his job.
That's what I'm saying. Repost this episode on your story and let him know that you fucking with Cholo Juan and you want to see him enter into the pantheon of top Rasa YouTubers. Come together
100,000K.
all day.
All that.
All day. Cholo Juan, appreciate you, man.
So before we go, are you giving me a job or what?
It doesn't seem like there are a lot of jobs over here these days. I don't know. We might be scaling back a little bit, but for sure, let's see how this interview does, and let's tap in. And also, by the way, just changing the shirt in the middle of the episode, I love it. That was amazing. Appreciate you, G. No Jumper, coolest podcast. Like, comment, subscribe. We out.